Libra, to your Astrodice reading for February. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's get in here. Having a very eventful month coming up between Valentine's Day. We have the Chinese New Year. And then, of course, Mercury retrograde is coming up. And at the very beginning of the month, on the 1st, we're going to have that full moon in Leo. And then on Chinese New Year on the 17th, we'll also have that new moon in Pisces. So very eventful, very energetic month. So let's get in here and see what's going on. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So we have the sun coming out into the 6th house with Sagittarius energy. The sun is your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. Straight into some Sag energy. This energy imbues power, superior confidence, and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. Yeah, and authority. I'm sorry. So did I read that right? Yeah. Going straight into the 6th house. The work, health, and duty of your life. Talk about your hobbies, things that you're doing, new routines. So let's get in here and see what's going on with you, the beautiful Libra. Going straight into the beginning of the month, middle of the month, and the end of the month. Best messages, please, for the beautiful Libra. Having some temptation right in the very beginning of the month there. Not wanting to feel emotional loss. Doing some shadow work in the 6th house of routines and what's going on within your life. Having the moon energy, secrets, exposure, trying to keep something hidden, trying to keep things aligned within the 6th house. Trying to also keep yourself busy. I also see you in the 6th house just keeping yourself busy. Like if you have, like you're building a garden or you're building whatever your hobby is or going to the gym or whatever it is, it's almost like I'm just doing what I'm doing, right? But I also feel like you're also looking at things that could be new and releasing what you cannot control and just focusing on one thing at a time and protecting your emotional energy at this moment so that you don't have the temptations or overly restricting yourself from doing something also. Okay, so take that how that resonates. But let's get in here and see what's going on. And I do feel like you're pulling yourself out of a place of emotional loss, or you're not allowing yourself to get into this place of emotional loss. You don't want any delays or obstacles. Okay, guys, so you don't want to feel overly emotionally overwhelmed either. You're really, what you're trying to do over here, and you can completely see it, is no matter what anybody says, you're balancing yourself out. No matter what, you can see that. I'm balancing. If I do this and I do that and I do them just perfect and keep my scales go, yes, because I'm keeping the love and the temptations together. Okay, so you are still keeping your love alive and trying to keep what it is you love together and within the household. So it does look like you, my God, what are you doing? Hold on a second. What the hell are you guys doing over here? Why do you have so many love cards? Are you taking your love with you into your new routine? Or is this something you're so passionate about and you are putting your whole heart's desire into the situation? I also feel like you're taking somebody with you into your hobbies, your new routines, or making this person a part of your daily routine. Are you making someone? A water sign. Could be a water sign. Does not have to be. It could just be somebody that you're highly emotionally connected to or want to be, that you're taking and saying, I'm going to make you into my new routine. And that could just be something like, I'm going to make sure that every morning I call you at this time, and or allowing them to do so with you. And then you guys, well, it doesn't matter. You guys have give and take no matter what. You're going to marry each other. You're Libra. So if they say, I'm going to call you at this time, you're going to always be there to answer it. You're putting someone into your daily routine. And if you know you're not putting someone, then it's something very important that you're making this routine out of something that you completely heart's desire. And you're making this proposal to yourself, like, This is going to happen. Every morning, I'm going to, I'm going to do 15 squats because it's part of my new exercise routine, right? So no matter what you're doing something where you're adding something in that makes you feel emotionally comforted, but you're feeling a little obsessed about it though too. You're making it kind of like, it reminds me of that song, You're My Obsession. It's an 80s song. But anyways, yeah, you're taking it to this place of excessive obsession, but you're trying to keep it balanced so that it doesn't emotionally burn you out, or mentally or physically or any of the above. So that's why you're using moon energy. You're looking at the pros and cons of the situation, but you know that there is some excessive obsession in its own way. Or maybe you know that they are emotional. Maybe they are. Okay, so take it how it is. Either you're doing it or they're doing it, whatever. Maybe you're both obsessed with each other. Who knows, right? Just straight up mirroring each other. But I like the Sagittarius energy in the middle, because the Sagittarius in the middle says I'm going to have pure confidence within this situation, and I'm going to be super enthusiastic about the situation, and I'm not going to let anything tear me down from my what heart's desire. Okay. And it does feel like you are focusing in one thing at a time. And I do feel like that's what you're doing. I'm focusing on this, and this right now is what I want. I'm not going to mentally stress myself out. I'm doing it for my heart. This is mine. Okay. Mid-month, we do have that horse running in on the 17th. Don't forget, we also have Valentine's Day on the 14th. But in the mid-month, you do have the balance. That's your beautiful card right there. And that was exactly the whole point of the beginning of the month. You said, I'm going to balance this out. Because even if I have a little excessiveness, it still has to have the passion to go with it. I'm not going to just let it be one without the other. I'm going to balance the shit out. You're transforming. And you're using Passions Ignited, Ace of Wands. And then you're going to have that fire horse coming in, which is going to be the truth of the situation coming in when the fire horse gets here. That's what's going on for you with that fire horse. As the snake is leaving, that fire horse is coming in and bringing in this beautiful truth, this beautiful judgment card. So you have the Justice, you have the Judgment, you have the Transformation, the Death card, and you have the Ace of Wands. You couldn't get any better than this right here. This mid-month right here for you is beautiful, because it's saying I'm not going to block anything. I'm not blocking any progress. Everything's justified. Everything's awakening. Everything's transitioning into the passion that I want when it comes to my 6th house. I am doing exactly what I'm focused on doing. And I'm dedicating myself to this new routine. I'm dedicating myself to my garden, my new workout plan, my new Instagram channel, my new love. Maybe we're just, I'm adding them into my routine. Remember, you can actually add love into your new routine. You're just saying that now they're a part of my routine that it was never before. I'm going to make sure I call them in the morning, call them in the afternoon, and call them before I go to bed, or come and see them every evening after work. Whatever. Okay. Whatever, but you're adding something to them. Okay. So let's see. Adding this thing. Oh, you could have done some shadow healing over there too to make sure that it's running and smooth. 5 of Pentacles. Balancing it out so it doesn't feel like anybody's left out in the cold. I don't want anybody to think that they're left out in the cold. I don't want anybody hurt. I want to make sure everything's fair for everybody. I want to make sure that he feels like he's getting the attention, she's getting attention, they're getting attention, work's getting attention, everybody's getting attention. Because it has to have fairness. And it's not fair to put this here and then not do that and this and the other. And that's what you're saying. Okay. That's very Libra of you, to make sure that everybody feels fair and that everybody is getting the attention that they need. So you're still feeling very poised and very caring about the outside world, right? I need to make sure. Yes, because somebody is trying to cock block my love. Somebody is trying to cock block this new thing that I have with my imprints, with what it is I love, my progress, my abundance, my new prosperity is what I truly love. Okay, and they're trying to get in the way of this. It could be your ex, it could be an ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, whatever it is. Somebody is trying to get in the way of you trying to have your happiness, passions ignited. Some of it's love. But whatever it is, it's you about kind of having the connectivity of balancing out the situation where your heart's desire, and then leading with your heart's desire and leading with that magician and knowing that truth. And then that fire horse is going to come in and it's going to say you're going to travel the road that needs to be traveled, that you're going to feel like it was less traveled at once before. Slow and steady wins the race for hot and passionate. But it's also about heart, even if it's not hot and passionate, it could also just be where my heart's desire is. Because remember, it's all about you saying, this is what I was passionate about. This is what I wanted you. I've always wanted to write a book. And so I'm going to add that to my daily routines to make sure that I write one page in my book every day. That's my hobby, right? Whatever it is. For others of you, it's bringing this new love into your life and making them a part of your everyday routine. Wow. Wow, guys. The end of the month, you have rejoice and celebration, conflict and defeat. And choose wisely. I feel like the conflict and defeat, you're going to step out of your comfort zone, though, and you're going to actually have to say something. Instead of just trying to intermix and make everybody feel comfortable, you're going to actually have to stand out, hold tight to the situation, but you're going to actually have to speak your truth to this other person because they're trying to cause a tower between you and something else. And yeah, I mean, I understand you don't want the confrontation, but it's saying you're going to have to stand up to have to say something. Choose wisely to the choose wisely. 7 of Cups to the 7 of Cups. And then you have the Mercury retrograde coming in, and it says that if this is where you're going to walk away from what no longer serves you and not having that conversation because you're trying to keep this love alive over here with the King of Pentacles, trying to keep this going within your 6th house, not keeping yourself in confusion. Somebody else is trying to confuse you about what it is you truly want. Don't let somebody else confuse you to your own happiness, your overall blessing. It's like you've done everything you were supposed to do, and you put all of this beautiful stuff together in the 6th house. Don't let somebody come in and ruin it just because they feel like they're not getting the attention they want, or because they were left out in the cold by you. Okay, and you could have just definitely just ghosted the situation, and now they want to come and try to make havoc. But like I said, guys, the problem that we're going to have here is that you can't just ghost all the time. This one, you're going to actually you're going to have to open your mouth. You're going to have to say something. You're going to have to, do something. You can't just always hide away from the confrontation on this one. This one is because they're now starting to get into your business. They're starting to get really nosy at the end of the month. They're starting to cause a tower. They're starting to really get into, this, that, and the other, or how come you don't take me to the gym with you? How come you don't do this? How come you do that? But it does feel like you're bringing someone else along on this journey that's new, fresh, and they don't like that. They feel like they got left out because they weren't there to give you the balance. They weren't there to give you the love. They weren't there to hold down the fort, right? Or maybe they just, all they wanted was confrontation, right? All they wanted was drama. And you're just like, I'm done. This person doesn't give me any drama, and we can do things together. We go to the gym together. I met them at the gym. However, whatever is going on over here, or this is where my peace and comfort is, and trying to find that peace and comfort for yourself. Why is it that I feel this person does not want you to have that peace? Libra is about peace and comfort, and I feel like they're coming to disrupt because they didn't get their way. And I don't like that though, because when we're talking about Mercury retrograde, we're talking about them trying to come back to interfere within that peace, interfere within that disruption. Okay. So, okay, guys. So that was it. But it does look like you have the Sun to the Wheel of Fortune. So, I mean, you have the Sagittarius. That's good luck. The Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius energy. That is Jupiterian energy. Jupiter is, you know, house of luck. You know, that's good luck and good fortune. And you have it with the Sun, the biggest yes card. So, there you guys have it. Until next time, peace and love. Bye bye.